Discover the secret about why injured victims really bring a lawsuit here in New York. You want to learn what this is all about? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law in the state of New York. I'm sure you've heard and read about people who bring lawsuits who might be money hungry. They might be money grubbing. And you're looking around saying, I know why this person's bringing a lawsuit, because they want money. Forget about the merits of the case. They just want money. Well, let me share something with you. In New York, in the United States, there's no such thing as vigilante justice. So if someone causes you significant harm because they were careless, you can't go to them and now pummel them and beat them, and now, as a form of retribution, instead, the law only allows an injured victim to try and obtain money, to try and obtain compensation to make that person whole again. The doctors are doing their best to make that person whole again. Now, if that means getting them a house with accommodations, fine. If that means getting them the best medical care, fine. Whatever is necessary to go ahead and compensate that person for the pain, for the suffering, for the injuries that they suffered, that they incurred because of this person's carelessness. It might be a careless driver who crossed over the yellow line, hit them head on. Maybe it was a careless doctor. During the course of surgery, he did something improperly. Most of the people who call turn around and say, listen, the money's not going to change me. I'm already physically disabled. I want to make sure this doesn't happen again. I want to make sure this doctor does not do the same thing to the next patient. I want to make sure this driver loses his license because of what he did. Now, whether or not that can happen is a different story. But that's the motivation that brings in so many people to call saying, listen, I want to make sure this never happens to anybody else. That's what most people come in with. Most injured victims pick up the phone and say, listen, I've never brought a lawsuit before. We are not lawsuit type people, but I suffered these horrible injuries and I want to make sure this doesn't happen to someone else. That's the motivating factor that prompts them to pick up the phone and call to decide whether or not they have a valid basis for a case. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an inside look at what goes on and what motivates an injured victim to go ahead and call an attorney to determine whether or not they have a valid basis for a case. You know, I realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need to be answered first, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.